Hey guys, Shalana here. Welcome to the Bin Zone. On today's video, we'll be recapping the Amazon Prime original Hanna Season 2. Without further ado, let's just dive into the recap. The season starts off with Hanna and Clara running away and escaping from a government-issued drone. Then a busload of Alltrax trainees arrive at Meadows where they can begin the next phase of their training. John tells Marissa he needs her help in bringing in Clara in order to understand how she can disobey orders. Marissa then interrogates a trainee named Sandy and finds out that Clara is looking for her mother. Clara finds a Romanian family in the woods and they decide to help Clara find her mother. Hanna then goes to find Clara in the woods but runs into a military ambush, and Clara believes she is meeting her mother at a hotel, but instead she is ambushed and taken by military soldiers. Hanna survives the cabin explosion in the woods and goes to the hotel to find Clara, but instead finds Marissa sitting in the hotel lobby. John then sends Sonia to keep an eye out on Marissa. Marissa plans to give Hanna a new life in order to hide her from the agency, and Clara is back at Meadows where she is being monitored. Clara finds out that it was Sandy whom helped with her capture and they start fighting. Hanna leaves the safe house and infiltrates a pharmaceutical drug trial in order to locate Clara. So while in a drug-induced state, Hanna hallucinates and attacks everyone she sees. Hanna then escapes the facility and is saved by Marissa just in the nick of time. Marissa decides to help Hanna rescue Clara from Meadows, and a positive ID informs John that Hanna is still alive. Hanna steals a car and follows Dermont, whom is transporting the drugs to the trainees to put in their bodies himself. Marissa ends up killing Sonia and rescues Hanna from Dermont. Clara cries after reading a fake letter from her mother detailing why she abandoned her. Hanna then finds information that convinces her not to trust Marissa and she viciously attacks her. Hanna fights her way into the Meadows compound and sees that Clara has decided to stay. That prompts Hanna to give up and she's taken by the Meadow guards. Marissa then interrogates Hanna differently in a way in order to get her to trust her again. And Clara has been pretending during her reunion with Hanna and still plans to escape with her. John wants Hanna to join Meadows, so she begins to familiarize herself with the daily routines. Clara then tells Sandy that she and Hanna plan to leave Meadows tonight. And Marissa's plan to free the girls fails and she gets captured. Hanna then realizes that Clara has betrayed her, forcing her to stay at Meadows. John exposes Marissa's failed plan and Hanna ends up working with Terry to create her new identity. Hanna has a difficult time adjusting to her new life at Meadows. And during a training exercise, Hanna sees a man on the other side of the fence in the woods. Hanna then helps Sandy to deal with the death of her fake sister, and Marissa frees herself from her cell and tries to rescue Hanna, who ends up wanting to stay. Marissa then locates Hanna in her room and convinces her to leave. Clara's interference thwarts the escape plan yet again, leading to Marissa's capture yet again. Hanna and Jules are out on their first mission to stop information about Alltrax from being leaked by a journalist named Nicola. Sandy and Clara have joined up to stop a man who has Alltrax's target list. Hanna officially meets the man she saw in the woods named Stefan, who is part of an organization called Magnon, which is trying to expose Alltrax. And during a house party, Hanna manages to sneak into Nicola's room and take pictures of her notes. Sandy plans to get closer to the guy by befriending his daughter Kat Gelder. Hanna ends up following Stefan to a secret location and there he explains to Hanna the true nature of Alltrax. Jules sets up Hanna, who has been compromised, and kills both Stefan and Nicola. Clara locates the guy whose real name is Robert Gelder at the airport. Hanna then decides her mission now is to protect Robert, and Clara plans to kill Robert and retrieve his briefcase with the target list. And Marissa believes she was rescued by Magnon during a transport. And after Hanna tells Clara her mother is still alive, Clara then tries to contact her mother. Hanna ends up tailing Sandy and ultimately screws up her cover with Kat Gelder. Kat decides to leave her father, but they are held at gunpoint by Sandy and Clara. Clara has now become compromised and refuses to kill Robert, so Sandy does it and escapes. Kat and Clara then find refuge in a villa while Hanna goes back to the hotel to search for Bernat, who has the target list. Clara has finally been able to reach her mother and plans to leave with her. The group of soldiers that rescued Marissa are actually working for John, and Hanna retrieves the file and reunites with Marissa, who realizes that she has been played. And a flashback shows that the target list is a list of targets these female assassins must kill who are all under 30, most of them kids. John and his goons show up at the villa to kill Clara, but Hanna and Marissa dispose of them. Hanna and Clara decide to go their separate ways, and Clara reunites with her mother, and the season ends with Marissa concocting a plan to take down the pioneers with John's help. And guys, that is the full recap for Hanna season 2. Are you excited about season 3? I know I am. Anyway guys, that's it for this recap. Please give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, binge on.